The Galaxy S26 Ultra is back in the news, but the updates are not what many fans were expecting. Instead of bringing brand new camera hardware, leaks suggest Samsung will continue reusing some of its old sensors once again. For a phone that is supposed to be the very best in the Galaxy lineup, this news has left many people disappointed. A well-known tipster Ice Universe has shared that the S26 Ultra will keep the same 50-megapixel sensor for its 5x telephoto camera. This may sound familiar because it is the exact same sensor that was first seen on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, then reused in the S25 Ultra, and now once again on the S26 Ultra. What makes this even more surprising is the rumor that Samsung plans to keep the same sensor on the S27 Ultra as well. If true, that would make it 4 years in a row with the same 5x telephoto camera setup. But this isn't the only part of the camera system that looks unchanged. The main 200-megapixel sensor, which was a big highlight when it launched with the Galaxy S23 Ultra, is also staying for another year. Samsung has already used it for multiple generations, and it looks like it will continue into 2026. For fans hoping for fresh sensors or a completely new camera experience, this feels like more of the same. This has raised a question. Why is Samsung reusing the same sensors while competitors like Apple continue to upgrade their hardware? Apple recently launched the iPhone 17 series, and both the Pro and Pro Max models now have 48-megapixel sensors across all of their cameras. While Apple's zoom maxes out at 4x, the company is offering an optical, like 8x zoom by using clever cropping technology. This shows Apple is at least pushing forward, while Samsung looks like it is standing still. But before writing off the S26 Ultra completely, there are some things to consider. A camera's quality does not rely on the sensor alone. The lens, image processing, and software play equally important roles in producing good results. Leaks suggest Samsung is focusing heavily on optics this year. The main camera is rumored to have a much wider aperture, which means it will let in more light. More light usually leads to better low-light photos and more natural-looking depth in portraits. Another leak points to a much larger camera bump on the S26 Ultra, almost twice as thick as the one on the S25 Ultra. While that may sound like a step backward for design, it could actually mean better lens technology is being used. Bigger lenses often produce sharper photos, handle light more effectively, and give photographers more flexibility. So even though the sensors are the same, improvements in optics might make a real difference in how the photos turn out. It's also worth remembering that the S25 Ultra was already considered one of the best camera phones available. It delivered sharp, detailed photos across different conditions. If Samsung builds on that foundation with stronger optics and wider apertures, the S26 Ultra might still be an improvement over its predecessor despite using older sensors. Whether this is good enough depends on what people expect from a new flagship. Some feel every new model should introduce new hardware to justify the price. Others care less about the parts and more about the actual results in daily use. For example, the 5x telephoto lens that Samsung keeps reusing may not matter much to users who rarely zoom in that far. For those who use zoom a lot, however, seeing no progress for 4 straight years can be frustrating. When compared directly to Apple's latest phones, Samsung still has some advantages. The iPhone 17 Pro series may advertise 8x zoom through cropping, but it still cannot match the dedicated 5x and 10x zoom lenses found on the Ultra models. This means Samsung continues to offer more flexible zoom options, which is a big deal for people who love mobile photography. So the story of the Galaxy S26 Ultra is not black and white. Yes, Samsung is recycling sensors, which feels underwhelming at first, but with rumors of a wider aperture, a bigger camera bump, and Samsung's strong track record in image processing, there is a good chance the S26 Ultra will still deliver some of the best photos of any phone in 2026. The key point is that camera quality is about the whole system, not just the sensor. Until the phone is released and tested, there's still room for Samsung to surprise its users.